Hello, this is Susan Albert Lowenberg, producing director of LA Theatre Works. Welcome to the Play's the Thing, LA Theatre Works radio theatre series for new plays. Tonight we present Darci Picoult's My Virginia. My Virginia features Darci Picoult in her one-woman show. And now, My Virginia, written and performed by Darci Picoult.
I'll start at the beginning. My birth announcement went something like this. The breeders, Barbara the hen and Ben the rooster, have something to crow about. 2 chickadees hatched October 11th, 1956. Darci, 4 pounds, 3 ounces, and Darry, 3 pounds, 5 ounces. Now, we were 7-month preemies and incubated for almost a month, just like the baby chicks on our farm. Now, a matter of fact, we had a lot in common with those chickens. You see, my mom took this drug, DES, to ensure healthy fat babies, the same time my dad was feeding the chickens DES to ensure healthy fat birds. Well, I had this vision of my dad in the chicken coop. Here, chick, 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 chick. Here, Barb. Here, chick, 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 chick. Here, Barb. So I show this to my mother, and she says, "You're wrong. It should be here, chick, chick. Here, stupid." But then who knew? 1 minute I had 1 baby. 10 minutes later I had another. After 2 miscarriages, I kissed the doctor. Well, being 10 minutes older than my twin, I elected myself president, vice president, and secretary of our club. Now, Darry got to be the treasurer, and by age 7, we had a steady income. Our clients were the next-door neighbors, Stevie and Joey. For 5 cents, we'd lift up our skirts. For 10 cents, we'd lift up our shirts. And for 25 cents, we offered the special, a peek, a quick feel, and hit tunes from Fiddler on the Roof. What an imagination that Doss had since she was this high. You know, even in the hospital. Columbia Presbyterian babies. A blood disorder, they said, but she was the guinea pig. She'd get the needle in the arm, the leg, the bone, and then she'd come home and she'd needle her sister. She'd sit Darry on the bed, and Doss would act out all the exams she got in the hospital. So she scared Darry half to death. So the first time Darry's in the hospital, she must have been, 7, maybe 8 years old. It took 3 nurses and myself to get Darry to put her wee-wee in the little cup. And when she was done, she turns around, she shakes a little finger, and she says, "You can tell the doctor, no way am I going to drink that." But the real competition between Darry and myself began when we were 11 years old. Who would be the first to become a woman? Now, we would compare our panties every night looking for signs of the big event. I was so anxious I even dotted my panties with a red marker. But no luck, so I wrote to my best friend. February 10th, 1967. Dear Diary, today nothing happened, so I'll explain about my sex. I do not think I'm flat. I think I have a small bust. I do wear a bra, and Diary, I have a little hair on my Virginia. Darry is forming also, Diary, but not as much as me in bust or hair, except she has many pimples. This is so personal that if anyone reads this, I'll die. Well, toodaloo. Love, Darcy. By age 12, the competition toughened. Now, when the coast was clear, I would close my door, I would shut the blinds, and I would count the number of pubic hairs on my Virginia. See, I figured the greater the number of hairs, the greater the probability of getting your period. And then Darry would meet me in my room and we would compare our findings. Well, I was beating her by a hair. 9.5 ones to be exact. when all of a sudden, as I'm counting, I noticed this strange black thing. Well, dirt, I figured it's probably dirt. But it wouldn't come off, not even with a washcloth. So I called in the expert. Ma! Ma! I have a thingamajiggy on my thingamajiggy. She was remarkably calm. It's nothing. I'll take you to my guy. In the car to New York City, Daddy is driving and Mommy is puffing away. Das, you're gonna love him, Dr. Douglas. He's a good doctor, a mensch, a real prince. In the waiting room, surrounded by women much older than me, pregnant ones, I kept looking at their stomachs, wondering, when did they get their periods? Mommy is still smoking Salem's. Daddy looks more out of place than I do. And then finally, the nurse speaks. Darci Picoult? Everyone's eyes look towards me, so I get up from my seat real slow and march to the nurse with the clipboard, just like Nancy Drew did in The Crumbling Wall. Now, Mommy is right behind me. She puts out her cigarette, and then, in the talk room, Dr. Douglas lights one. The prince speaks. Barbara, Ben, Darci, how do you do? Darci, let me explain what I'm about to do. But I don't hear a word. My sole concentration is between my legs. Will it hurt? And my breasts. I was just voted most flat-chested in my 6th grade class. Should I tell him, prepare him for the shock? Darci, if you have no questions, dear, follow the nurse into the exam room. Your mother and father will wait right here. Mommy and I exchange a quick look. Daddy winks, and then so does Nurse Norma. Hello, Darci. All we need you to do, sweetheart, is to put on the gown. So take off your dress, your undershirt, and your underwear. But you can leave on your socks. And when you're ready, you're going to jump up here on the exam table and put your feet right into the stirrups, just as if you were riding a horse. Okie dokie. Darci, sweetheart, have you menstruated yet? Darci, have you had your period? It's coming. All right, dear, so is Dr. Douglas. And then he comes in and he begins to examine me. All right, Darci, let's start with the breasts. So your mother tells me you're in the 6th grade? Uh-huh. And you have a twin sister? Uh-huh. All right, dear, everything seems normal up here. Let's take a look down below. All right, Darci. Slide your bottom down to Dr. Douglas. Slide it down. Good. Relax. Sweetheart, can you open your legs? For Dr. Douglas. Darci, Dr. Douglas cannot help you if you will not open your legs. Good girl. Darci, do you mind if one or two of my colleagues takes a look? Back in the talk room, he lights up, Mommy lights up, Daddy holds my hand. Darci, I was just telling your mother and father that we surgically want to remove this disturbance. Back in the car, he is a godsend. I would never let anyone else touch my DOS. Never, never, never. Ma, what did the other guys say? What did the other guys say? What did they say? They're at the top. They're the best. They're a doctor's doctor. What did they say? They said they never saw
Sample complete. Ready to continue?